as I was warned, HMRC aren't always the easiest people to play with. Hi wonderful people of YouTube land. It's been a little while. I said it might be. I didn't think it'd be this long, but anyway, here we go. Another episode of The Recovering Entrepreneur. For those of you that are new here, my name's Luke Garnsworthy. Used to be a chef and a restaurateur into the end of last year when unfortunately that all came to an end. And I've been kind of finding my feet at the beginning of this year, which has led me to where I am now. And if you followed the videos, you'll know that I'm setting up a new distillery here in Fenny Stratford, just outside Milton Keynes and Bletchley. So yeah, let's update you on what's been going on. So I think the last time we spoke, I had found this site and we were just starting all the kind of legals. There's not been a lot going on since, to be honest, but I've just sat waiting and hoping for things to be faster than they are. So I didn't want to just put up a video of me sunbathing in the garden with my dog. So anyway, we're here. As you can see, we're in. I've been busy kind of setting up some bits and bobs. We'll do a little walkthrough in just a second. Took a little while to get the keys, about 8 weeks in total. The goal was 4 weeks from the landlord's side, but yeah, obviously it took a lot longer than we had hoped. But we are in. It was essentially an empty warehouse space. There's a small sort of office just behind the camera, which you'll see shortly. And then I've just basically been segregating it into the various areas for the business. Fermentation, distilling. We're currently stood with the camera in the bottling, packing and shipping area. And then there's a separate area for kind of aging. We're going to be getting hold of some old bourbon, wine, port, whatever, barrels, and sticking them on racks in there and leaving them for a few years and kind of seeing what happens. So it's all fun. It's all exciting. So yeah, let's take a quick little walk through. I'll show you kind of what the site looks like at the moment. It's all good. It's going to change a lot. And I'll meet you back here to tell you more about progress. Okay, so the outside doesn't really look like much at the moment. There's the full extent of the building. But if you ever come here to see me or pick up an order, you'll come through this door. There will be a sign on the front. Currently it's just a little dumping ground. But I'm not really sure what we're going to do with this space, to be honest. It was a little Brucey bonus on the lease, so we will see, I suppose. But at the moment, yeah, just a dumping ground. Office door through here. I've kind of just about got this set up to how I want it. Obviously mess still because we're still in the process of tidying it all up. A nice little view through there into the distillery, or what will be the distillery toilet. Not sure if I'm allowed to keep that sign up these days, but someone will tell me, I'm sure. Little kitchenette, another toilet, because obviously with just me here, I need two to choose from. And then into the warehouse space, which will become the distillery. So got it sort of split out into different sections. Actually, I'll start down the far end because that kind of makes more sense. I've tried to make it as kind of a linear, logical process. So loads of rubbish, nice big shutter door, which is cool. Loads of storage. So this is going to be for like raw ingredients, sugars, spices, molasses, and then packaging, etc., etc. That will lead very nicely into fermentation area. So I'd love to be showing you a massive stainless steel temperature controlled fermentation vessel, but it's a little startup and we don't have tens of thousands of pounds to spend on it. So we've got 3 250 litre high density plastic fermentation vessels. The blue barrels, these will be for smaller runs of fermentation, and then there's some more behind here which will be for storing the product in, ready to bottle it. There's no issues with this. It's all food safe. They won't taint the product at all. I've used all these kind of barrels before when we did the cocktails with Crockers, so absolutely no issues there whatsoever. This will evolve. You know, I hope to get more fermentation vessels. I do hope to get a shiny stainless steel fermentation vessel, but not right now. Then we're into the distilling area. So that little blue square is where the big still is going to go. Big 250 litre electric still coming over from Holland, should be with us sort of middle of September. And then some benches there, which I've got these, there will be 3 little 25 litre stills, which we're going to do testing and initial kind of production on. That then leads rather conveniently into the sink and wash area. And then where I was stood earlier, you can see the tripod, that is all going to be bottling, labeling, packing, and then sending it out for shipping. And then this space here behind the black line will have wooden racks, or ricks as they're called in the bourbon world, covered in barrels hopefully, floor to ceiling one day, but not just yet. So yeah, that's it, kind of small and sweet. Okay, so I thought I'd move to a different spot, just to mix it up a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of the rough layout of what we've got here. It's early days, I'm sure things will change, but as I was warned, HMRC aren't always the easiest people to play with. So I think I've got to kind of commit to this layout and then stick to it and make it work. And if it really doesn't work, then I've obviously got to go through talking to them again and sorting that out. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of, you know, we've got enough here to start producing. Unfortunately, we're now in the hands of 2 bureaucratic bodies, one being HMRC, the other one being the local council. I've spent the last 8 weeks, probably 8 weeks, banging the drum, asking every department possible at Milton Keynes Council to tell me what the use class is on this building. And everyone's like, no, I can't do it, can't tell you, we don't have that information. So I had to drop 600 quid on a pre-planning application. Now I've been told that we have to have a change of use. Even though this is classed as light industrial, I don't see why what I'm doing isn't light industrial, but anyway. So now that's another 8-week process, which hasn't even started yet because I've now got to get the architects involved, which is going to be another huge unplanned expense. But got to do what I got to do. I don't mind it, you know, we've got to do this. We have to have the right sort of legal structure in place so we can legally produce a quality product. But it's just so infuriating that it's taken 8 weeks to find out. You know, Fee and I are sitting on a couple of £100,000 liability now with money we've borrowed and the lease on this place. But you have to do that. You have to kind of have things in place like that to then get to these stages. So HMRC are another law unto themselves. We have to have licensing. We have to have a license to distill. We then have to have a license to redistill because there's not many spirits out there that only go through the still once. So that's called rectifying. And then if I want to flavor it in any way whatsoever, you know, I want to make pineapple rum, I want to spice a rum, and then we want to make cocktails. That's compounding. So there's 3 licenses. I then have to register warehouse space here. So the bit where the camera's in now, where we're going to have the barrels, and most of the bottling area is going to be non-duty paid. Because, I don't know if many people know this, basically the moment you make a spirit, unless it goes into a non-duty paid area, the duty is due on it. And I think you've got to pay that quarterly. So whether you sell the product or not, you have to give the government their cut. And it's about 35 quid per litre of pure alcohol. So on a standard bottle of 40% rum, the punter, is going to pay HMRC about 10 quid when you buy that bottle. Just that I'm going to be a glorified, beautiful tax collector. So yeah, we've got to have this non-duty paid so that I can hold my stock in here and not have to pay that money straight away. And then I can bottle it and move it into a duty paid area, at which point it gets a lovely little stamp and I give the government loads of money. So yeah, that's fun. I've then got to become a registered warehouse keeper to basically show that I can do management of this warehouse and track things and make sure that it's all above board. Because the biggest thing HMRC are worried about is illegitimate alcohol getting into the public, and making sure that they get their money, protecting the revenue, as it's been referred to already. So yeah, I had an application in previously when we thought we were going to complete on the unit. Unfortunately, we didn't complete in time, and that application had to be rejected. I was talking to a lovely lady at the HMRC. I'm now talking to another gentleman who seems a bit more of a stickler. He's already asking, what experience do I have in distilling, or me and Fee? What else was he asking? What demand is there? How many orders do I already have in place? So I'm a bit concerned that we may have to have another application in at some point, because this one may well get rejected. But if anyone out there knows me, I'm not just going to roll over and kind of lay on my back and give up. I am going to keep fighting, and I will do what needs to be done. But I'm really hoping that it doesn't come down to the fact that you're not allowed to start a distillery if you don't have any experience in distilling, because that's absolute garbage. Because if that was the case, everyone would just stay in their lane, learn something, do a job, stay there, and never deviate and do things. But I know of other distilleries in the UK who are started by finance people, all sorts, like no experience in the trade. So I'm hoping that my background will help with that when I actually get this agent on site and I can talk to them like a human being. And then, yeah, the demand thing, I mean, I've explained over and over. I can't get orders for a product without putting a product in front of someone. If someone came to me when I had Crockers and said, hey, yeah, I'm starting this new drinks company, la, 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 it's going to be, some rum, it's going to be this, that, and the other, it's going to be this much money. Do you want to commit to an order? No, of course I don't. I want to try it. Because if it's absolute garbage, that piece of paper that commits to an order is useless, because the moment they taste it, they're going to go, no, thanks, off you pop. So yeah, it's really hard. And that's why I've set up this mailing list thing where people get a free sample, because who am I to be making spirits? Imposter syndrome comes in. I've never done it. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to do it. But why would people commit to buying a £40 bottle of rum without having tasted it? So everybody just sign up to the mailing list, and you get sent a 50ml sample, have a little taste, see if it's any good, and if it is, hopefully you buy some. But yeah, challenges. I knew it wouldn't be easy. Ben at Campfire said it wouldn't be easy and straightforward. I know that there's other relatively new distilleries that have taken 2 years to get into production. I mean, if it takes 2 years, God knows what we'll do, because we've got to start paying rent on this place soon. It's not a lot, but it's enough. You have to commit. You have to sign your life away. We've basically got the house on the line to start this business, but I could still get told no. But anyway, I don't care. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting on, because that's kind of what I do. And luckily, I've got an amazing wife, Fee, who supports me in that. So today, while I'm shooting this, Tuesday, what have we got on? Sparky's coming to fit all the alarm stuff, which will be good. I'm going to go and get some bits and bobs to kind of put up some units on the floor to segregate off and create counter space for the packing and shipping area. Other than that, I've just got to wait now. I'm going to get the stills out. In fact, let's get a still out now, and I'll show you what it's all about. It is literally just like your coffee still at the church hall. Big stainless steel pot, 2 elements in the bottom, gets nice and hot. Up here's a hole, so obviously all the vapour will come out of there. And we'll have this little condensing arm, which will sit on top, like so. Will drip delicious rum, hopefully. So it's 25 litres. I can produce about 200 bottles a week with the schedule I've created. So, that's more than enough to make the business viable. So, they'll basically line 3 of those up there, and we'll just have them cranking and cranking until the big boy arrives. But I've got a feeling the big boy's going to arrive before I'm allowed to even turn these on. So yeah, who knows? Let's see what happens. But in the meantime, I've got a load of marketing planning happening, and I'm just going to create a load of cocktail content and stuff, and maybe start pre-orders. I don't know, show some demand then. But comment below if you would pay me money without knowing when you're going to get the product. Comment below and let me know. And if there's enough people, I'll do it. At least then it shows demand. I wouldn't, but who knows? It's kind of like crowdfunding, I suppose, but you're not getting screwed by the crowdfunding company. So yeah, I think that's it really for this one. Fingers crossed. The next one will be a little bit more exciting and kind of more stuff happening. Keep an eye on Instagram. I'm trying to do more regular reels, just sort of like daily catch-ups, and updates and stuff like that. And then we'll do the big one on YouTube like this. So yeah, thanks for watching as ever. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, head over to the socials, follow, because I need all the support I can get to get Mr. HMRC on side, I think. And fingers crossed by Christmas, Rodders will be making rum.